As a reminder, you can go to hub.lexile.com. If you are an educator, you can log in, if you're in the state of California at least, for free if you have an educator email. Actually, if you just work for a school district, I think. And there are many states that actually offer this. So when you first log into hub.lexile.com, when you sign up, remember, that very first screen will show you what states have access. However, if you're a parent or an educator in another state, it's only $17.99 a year. So now we're going to go over, find a word list. And notice right here on the left, you have the Lexile tools again, and then you have Quantile tools. But the word list is right here. And when you click on it, what I love about the word list, it'll organize it by grade. It will organize it by domain, general, social studies, mathematics, science, and it'll give you words only or the frequency of the words. So just for fun, let's just find a grade level. Let's go to fourth grade and we'll click on science. And in order to download it, you have to choose what you want. So I'm just going to choose PDF. Now, if you wanted to put it in a spreadsheet, you could organize them. You could make them, you can alphabetize them. Maybe A through Z or Z to A, just depends on what you want to do. But I'll go ahead and just download it as a PDF. And once it's downloaded, when you open it, what's great about it is it gives you science words for grade 4. Now, of course, if they're in another grade, like grade 3 or even grade 5, and they haven't been exposed to it, you can still expose them to it. So these are the words. And if you look at it, it's telling you things that maybe your students or your children haven't heard of. Pistol. What's that? You might want to look at a flower. And maybe ridge or geyser. Geyser, something to think about. Maybe some water spouts. I would deposition, conduction, jungle might be a word that they're used to, but what about spectrum? Do they understand the spectrum, visible light, UV, radiation? So just something to really think about whether or not they know these words. And the other thing you might want to do is you can go back and say, okay, maybe I just want to see the mathematics. Maybe I have a lesson in mathematics. It might be integrated with science, but maybe I just want to see some words in mathematics for fourth grade. So I'll download that list as a teacher or as a parent. And look, these are the words for mathematics that students should be exposed to. Now you could click on kinder, first, second, third, and fourth, for example. So words like equivalent, I kind of wish they didn't just have cm, which is okay because you want to see centimeter and you want to see that word spelled out for kids. But, the abbreviation is okay. Segment, symmetry, remainder, perpendiculars, just some words you want to see. But again, like I said, actually it's first grade, second grade, and actually you can't click them at the same time. I was hoping that you could, but you can't. That's okay. So let's click on all of these at the same time. So maybe you want to see at the beginning of the year and kind of expose students and say, look, these are the words that you're going to see throughout the school year for second grade. And it's all of them. Now notice that there are 6 pages. You have form, event, clue, communicate, location, carefully, interest, concept, infer. That's a word. So an inference word. Now that's second grade. And there are lots of them. I even organize it by math words, just general words. I would even say infer is a scientific word. And then it'll go down to science words. And then it gives you social studies words. So, and look at that, scarcity, simmer. And, you can blow this up if you really wanted to look at some of these words. Ancestor, veteran. These are great words to have a conversation around. And look at this. Social studies has the word, I just saw it. I saw the word pronoun. Something to talk about because typically you would learn that as a general word, but maybe you want to talk about how some of these words cross over into other domains. So these are just some of the word lists. And again, I would have fun with it. If you're thinking, well, what's words and frequency? If you don't know and you really want me to explain it, you can always Google it, but I will show you that now it's telling you the frequency of these words. So typically form might be a word that students will see more often in a book. Event might be a word they see more often in a book. But here's what I really want you to see is once you see these words like the word theme or relate or system, investigate, they're less likely to see them. So we need to go out of our way to expose students to these words. It's same with the word product or angle or sum. Sum is a word that we'll see more frequently. Oh, and look, they have the word spelled out, centimeter in grade 2. Maybe they just assumed that the students in 4th grade knew it, but I would definitely write that word out and then show them the abbreviation, because sometimes, and then you might even want to talk about the word abbreviation. So this is kind of an exciting thing. Play around with hub.lexile.com. This is part 4. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and come back for more on Lexile and quantile metrics.